TGIF. From the KUOW newsroom, this is Seattle Now. I'm Paige Browning with a roundup of today's top stories. It's Friday, September 26th. Starting with a story where politics, threats of violence, and MAGA connect today. An Arizona lawmaker appeared to call for the execution of Seattle Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal. Republican State Representative John Gillette of Arizona made the comment on the social media platform X yesterday. He had found a video where Jayapal called for opponents of the Trump administration to be ready to act through protest activity. She posted her video 6 months ago, but this week, MAGA follower Gillette brought it up and posted that violence would continue until people like Jayapal are tried, convicted, and hanged. In a statement today, Jayapal says his comments are appalling, unacceptable, and dangerous. In tech news, Microsoft has announced it has stopped some of its contracts with the Israeli military. President Brad Smith says Microsoft made the decision after it reviewed how the Israeli military was using its services, such as data storage and AI. This all came after protesters alleged and The Guardian reported that Israel was using Azure for mass surveillance of civilians in Gaza and the West Bank. Smith says the company has a principle of not allowing its products to be used in mass surveillance. Pro-Palestinian advocates are calling this a win for their movement. Smith says Microsoft will keep providing cybersecurity services for Israel. Turning to some news that King County workers are digesting, Council member Reagan Dunn is starting a push to get workers back in the office at least 3 days a week. The county already asked staffers to come back that often last year, but Dunn says people aren't showing up.
Taxpayers expect more. The county operates better when they're in. We've seen major audit findings that show the county's not doing its job. And all of that, I think, will be better when the workers are in the office a majority of the week.
King County has nearly 18,000 employees. Dunn wants quarterly reports on the number of staff making it to the office, along with information like electronic key card data. The legislation could soon head to a county labor policy committee. Two bits of TV news catching air today. Seattleites will be able to watch Jimmy Kimmel's show on local TV again. Sinclair Broadcast Group has announced it will let its stations, like KOMO, air the program after hearing feedback from viewers and advertisers. With that, it also brings back the Seattle mayoral debate to KOMO 4. Candidate Katie Wilson had said she would not participate while the station, quote, colluded with the Trump administration and blocked Kimmel's show. Droves of people called Sinclair's funders and protested outside KOMO and other Sinclair stations, decrying their decision to pull Kimmel as an abuse of free speech. In more TV news, a major Seattle sports station is about to go off the air. The Mariners are going to close down Root Sports, according to the Seattle Times. And the plug's being pulled fast. The Mariners game this Sunday will be the last to air on Root. Future regular season Mariners games will be produced by MLB itself, though it's not clear on what TV network, according to the Times. More than 25 employees will lose their jobs. Turning to our environment beat today, where we have healthcare and bats to tell you about. A new report ranks states on how climate change might affect your healthcare. The rankings say Washington, Oregon, and Idaho will fare better than most. Northwest Public Broadcasting's Courtney Flatt has more.
The new state scorecard was gathered by the Commonwealth Fund. It's a left-of-center foundation that researches healthcare in the U.S. The report looks at how things like extreme heat and poor air quality hurt people's health, and how extreme weather could put places like hospitals and clinics at risk. The scorecard ranks Washington at number 3, Idaho at number 6, and Oregon at number 10. In the Northwest, Oregon faces the most risk from extreme heat. Natural disasters also pose more of a risk to healthcare buildings in Oregon. The researchers say carbon-free energy policies like those in the Northwest are some of the best ways to protect people's health and healthcare infrastructure as the climate changes. I'm Courtney Flatt.
If you see a bat you think looks sick, leave it alone. or call animal control authorities. That is not what happened earlier this week. King County public health officials say at least 2 people came into contact with a rabbit bat at the Washington Park Arboretum because it looked sick and they gave it water. They notified a nearby neighbor that they'd done so. The bat was found to have rabies and has since been euthanized. Less than 1 bat in 20,000 has rabies in Washington, according to the state, but people are encouraged never to touch them. Ending with some sports today. President Trump has threatened to try to move next year's Men's World Cup soccer matches from the U.S. cities that don't address crime to his satisfaction, such as Seattle, a city that has not fully embraced his immigration policies. But it's not clear if Trump would even have the power to move World Cup matches, which are put on by FIFA. And a Seattle Mariners fan who caught Cal Raleigh's record-setting 60th home run ball this week is making headlines for giving the ball away to a 12-year-old boy who was near him in the right field stands Wednesday night. Glenn Mayotte Driscoll told KUOW today that it was the right thing to do.
It was a thrill. I was holding it up. It's exciting, sort of a once-in-a-lifetime experience. But at the same time, I guess, that's what baseball should be about, or, just sharing it. We're watching grown men play a kid's game. It's exciting, but hand it back to the kids.
The Mariners then invited Mayotte Driscoll and his family to Thursday night's game, where they got to meet Raleigh and get a bat signed by the catcher with the note, "Thanks for being a good guy and nice catch." By the way, the Mariners finish off the regular season with a 3-game series against the LA Dodgers starting tonight at T-Mobile Park. Next week on Seattle Now, Jimmy Kimmel's preemption on KOMO TV is raising concerns about local control over TV news in Seattle.
I mean, if they're willing to intercede to keep Jimmy Kimmel off the airwaves, regardless of what their local station managers think, what is going to happen when an investigative reporter comes up with a really great story that might be embarrassing to the Trump administration?
We'll talk with NPR's Eric Deggans Monday morning. And that's all for today from the KUOW Newsroom in Seattle. Our producer is Andy Hurst, and I'm Paige Browning. Seattle Now and KUOW are members of the NPR network. Have a great weekend.